Alrighty. Welcome to Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light. This is not like the greatest tutorial or the best tutorial. I kind of put it together, or I am putting it together, just to have more accurate strats and routes out there because the two tutorials we have are very, very old. And some of them talk about things that are not a thing anymore, or you know, just really kind of odd. So this is just to show you simple basic stuff that everybody does. It addresses as many different ways that you could do something as possible that are RTA viable. If I don't mention it here, then it's probably more of an IL strat than anything. That being said, it doesn't mean that that can change. I mean, new things are found all the time, and sometimes things can become, uh, actually more RTA viable. But again, this is based off of the most recent stuff. Just just updating what we got. So let's talk about what you're gonna do before you even begin learning the run. Um, where are we? So tutorials you want off, and your combat difficulty you want set to easy. Um, there is one trick where that will be changed, but that's not in my tutorial. So you don't have to worry about that unless you're actually doing that specific thing. Where, whoops, crap, go back. I didn't, uh-oh. Okay. Okay. Don't mind that. Um,
Graphics.
yeah,
Display
I'm
settings.
trying my hardest. Okay, so these. The one thing, or the two things, this VSync must be on. We record our runs with LiveSplit. LiveSplit because we have an auto splitter and a load remover. Now, that means that everybody's times are are splitting on the same exact time and everything, and then you don't have to worry about it. Um, VSync has to be on, otherwise LiveSplit won't work. The reason is because we are trying to keep everything at 60 hertz, um, or 60 FPS. Um, the the game runs weird at like higher levels compared to 60 and whatnot. It gets really funky. So we just run it at with VSync on. Everyone's computer in theory will act the same way. Um, the other
Yes.
thing,
So you just gotta make sure in the game's launcher that you set your refresh rates on your monitors, or not on your monitors, but refresh rate when you launch the game to either 59 or 60, and
yep,
then have async on.
yeah. If you have VSync off, LiveSplit won't run. It will yell at you. It's an amazing thing. Um, the other thing is shadows. Now, everyone's computer is different. Um, you can have these settings to whatever works for your computer. But shadows, we do recommend be on. If you turn everything else off, go ahead. But shadows, we recommend to be on because of Forgotten Gate Stronghold Passage. It's not necessary. For those levels, you can just memorize those certain sections, but they're not. It's that's up to you. Just makes it a little harder, you know. So that's for the basic computer game setup. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up the game really quick. This is not the start of this level. I just need to get into the in-game menu. So we have our artifacts, our relic, and we have our weapons. As you can see in slot 1 is the standard spear. That will always be there. That will never change. All right, so artifacts. Artifacts, you can get different ones from completing different things throughout the levels, and they have different stuff that goes on with them. So you add them however way works for them, for you. However, we equip 2 jade hearts, and as you can tell, it adds to everything, whereas everything else may not add to everything. So these two increase everything, makes it good. And these you get from the different levels. So when you open when you're in a level, you have your objectives. So we're not getting either of those here at all. You can get them from different ways. Obviously, one is like get to the exit really fast. One of them is jump on these pots without touching the ground. They're all different, so it's kind of interesting. And the other thing to note is for the score challenge, we get a new type of gun. So it depends on how you're gonna get your weapon, but so the relic we get, it's kind of the same thing as the artifacts. We use the Mask of Xolotl because it's great for everything. The other major reason why we get it is the scatter shot, I think, or the
Scatter shots
yeah,
and power
yeah,
shots, to a lesser extent power bomb, and then the health and ammo regen is just nice.
yep. So we go through ammo quite a lot, so having the regen is wonderful. The reason why scattershot and power shot is the main reasons why we do it is it enables us to do a little trick called the quick shot, which I'll talk about later. And then again, it's just pluses everywhere, so it's really cool anyways. So, weapons. These are the 3 weapons you'll use, and you do not have to put them in this order. You can have your gun down here, your spear here, your grenade launcher here, whatever floats your boat. So, what are these? Well, let's start down here. This is the Spear of Light. It's one of the ones you get at the end. With this spear, you can basically one-shot enemies. It's wonderful. This is why this game is New Game Plus. Look at all the goodies. So this is a grenade launcher. However, this is a regular grenade launcher. What we are using is a heavy grenade launcher. And
It has a bigger blast radius.
yeah, I'm
the
like,
main
I
part.
don't think it's weapon power.
It's just
It's a little bit of weapon power, I guess.
for a
Extra, but-
certain for a couple of very specific things. Having the increased blast radius of the heavy grenade launcher allows us to do some stuff we normally wouldn't be able to.
And if you use a regular grenade launcher, this has been tested by people who accidentally equipped the regular grenade launcher. It doesn't reach it. It won't, or whatever you're trying to hit, it won't reach it. So, you can actually tell the difference if you equip the wrong one. The last weapon, I currently have equipped the railgun. It has a lot of weapon power. And again, its rate of fire is really low, but we use the railgun with the quick shot, which means we're only going to shoot it once. So, you don't have to use the railgun. You can alternatively use the golden shotgun. That's up to you. Again, you're really only going to be using it to shoot like once in a like round, so to speak. We'll get to that when we talk about quick shotting. But yeah, so these are the things you need to have in order to really make it go easy. We should have a save file that you can download that will have all of this stuff. And if not, then we can most definitely help you get them on your own. So that's up to you. Yeah, I think that's all that you need to do to be set up before you start doing the run. So again, just Make sure your combat difficulty is easy. Make sure you just have all the right little weapons and artifacts and whatnot. Make sure your tutorials are off. Tutorials will really slow you down. And yeah, make sure VSync is on. Make sure everything is at 60. And then you're good to start going. All right, so Temple of Light. This is our first level, and we're gonna start by doing a trick right away. It's called Bomb Boost. Um, it's when you jump in the air and you detonate a bomb behind you, and you can use it to um, gain extra height or gain extra distance. So you would want to detonate the bomb sooner to get extra height, and if you want to go further, you're going to detonate it a little later. In this case, we want to make sure that we can get the height to get over this gate. So you're just going to want to kind of mash Y as soon as possible. This saves, I think, about 30 seconds ish.
It's not that much.
It's not that much?
It's
okay.
It's like 10, 15 seconds.
It feels like 30 seconds, trust me. But anyways, so this trick can be a little wonky to learn, so don't feel bad if you skip it a few times. So basically how it works is you're going to take out your heavy grenade launcher and you're going to shoot it at this, and these little heads are going to go rising up to the top, and then you're going to bomb boost over. There's one on each side. You're supposed to detonate both of them, and then you trigger the cutscene. You can jump from either of these. Sometimes you're going to prefer one than the other. I started out on the left, but I prefer the right, so that's what I do. But I'll show you really quick. You hit this, and you stand up here. Sometimes Lara will freak out and fall. What are you going to do about it? But anyways, so you're going to want to hold like in this direction and just bomb boost over. Easy peasy. I'm going to restart really quick, and I'm going to show you what it's like on the other side. Because again, it's a different angle. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to roll to it and jump on it. Preferably actually on here and not on the wheel part, but it happens. So, whoop. Well, that was awkward. Alright, I'm just going to let it go up. So this is what happens. I can't move right now. And Totek runs. So yeah, it feels like it's forever. It's really not. Just practice it, that's all. And if you want to do the runs without it initially, you're more than welcome to. All right, so
it's also like half a second into the runs. It's not the biggest deal to reset for them.
So for these, you're gonna see them throughout all the levels, and what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to detonate them as you roll along. So just mash Y and just keep spamming X. So you're gonna like kind of probably roll your thumb between both of them or hit both of them simultaneously. You could, in theory, use a grenade launcher to take them out, but the grenade launcher is not consistent.
You also, for that, you need to actually stop and stand still. The whole idea is, with the rolling, is to keep you going. And the reason you want to detonate while you're rolling, or roll while you detonate, rather, is because if you stand still and detonates, then you have like a really long animation.
So what I'm doing here is I'm going to show you the basic route / standard route. There is in this level a more advanced route. I am going to just link it in the bottom of the video. So this room, you're supposed to hit. Get out of my way. You're supposed to hit that button and then come over. It can be done decently fast, but if you come over here and throw a spear in the wall and then throw your spear here, you can throw it like here as well. Excuse me, friend. What you want to do for a spear warp, which is what this is you want the back end of the spear to be like almost like a V shape with this. You can't see it right now, but yeah, you want basically the two like butts of the spears to be Like again, like you could put them together like a V. They're not going to be close, but yeah. You still want them to almost try to touch. So what you're going to do is you're going to jump on this spear, and Lara can face any direction. You want her to face away from where the spear is in the wall. Now, if you look, she's going to dismount on the right side of the spear. However, she's not going to do it for me because I'm trying to actually show you. But she can dismount on the left side of the spear.
You have to turn the other way.
Like this? Yeah. Okay, there you go. Anyways, that's bad. You want her to dismount on the right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dismount and then immediately try jumping to the other spear, which my other spear may not be super great, but we'll find out. Nope, see, it's fine. In theory, it's fine. It's not far enough over.
Yeah. So the spear warp works fine, it just wasn't close enough to load sun to trigger it.
Oh, so actually, really quick, you see how these two butts are almost like a V? That's kind of essentially the angles that you're going for. So hopefully I don't jump to that one. Oops. Getting too hasty. Okay, yeah, that's spear. Yeah. There we go. Lols. There we go. Ooh, oh, well, are you sure?
Yeah.
Lara doesn't care.
That's something that can happen sometimes where you're outside of the auto jump's range, but by putting a spear in the middle, you like kind of extend the auto jumping. It's very wonky.
Yeah, this game is very strange. We find new things all the time.
And stuff like that will happen when you try to jump to something and she's like, no, I don't want to, and then all of a sudden she does anyway, or she just goes flying for no reason.
Yeah. Also, you're gonna notice this. This is the room we were in before. This game likes the levels to kind of layer on top of, like, layer parts of it within itself on top of each other, so you'll always see like a part of the level, whether you're going there or have been there. Anyways,
they like to show off verticality a lot.
So in this is a room that you will be entering. You or not entering, skipping. But if you enter this room, and then come out of bounds, when you're trying to get back inbounds, you have to you end up in the room again. It's not a big deal because all you have to do is roll out and then you'll be right where we're aiming for. But just saying, if you accidentally roll in here and come back out, don't be surprised later on when you suddenly teleport inside to a set of stairs.
If that happens, just roll.
Yeah, just exit. It's not a big deal. So what we're going to do here is, this is a little different. You're going to put your spear here, and we're going to do the whole dismounting thing again, but we're going to try to throw a spear higher than this current spear. So you're just going to do it like that, except throw it into the wall, like that. Now, the top spear can be a lot of weird things. Where it is right now, Lara's in the wall. So she could potentially be bonking her head on the statue's like nose or something like that. Sometimes it's on the outside. That's perfect. But you definitely, Lara can't be fully inside, otherwise it won't work. So what you're going to do is you're going to jump and bomb boost out of bounds. So, like that. You may have to play with these angles and whatnot, but you can trial and error it.
And you can also see there's some timing to the bomb boost. Like, you don't want to go too early, you don't want to go too late.
If you fall down to the lower level, because sometimes Lara will just do dumb stuff, you can just follow the route like we're doing now. And we want to go over here. So if you fall down a lower level, just jump up to this tree, and then the tree you can either throw a spear to get up, or you can kind of jump up on the tree. So the spear can also be put here, but you can jump to it and then jump up. Alternatively, if you're trying to go fast, you don't need a spear. You can just bomb boost over. It depends on what you want to do. I've tried bomb boosting, and sometimes you miss and fall, and I just can't be bothered. So I always throw a spear.
It's barely faster. It's essentially just preference.
Yep. So like I said, if you entered the room by accident and then you come over here, when you reach this point, you'll get teleported inbounds. and you're going to land on a staircase kind of like this, and you're just going to want to keep rolling in this direction. So it's not the biggest deal. You're just probably going to be confused because you'll get teleported. But if you are where I am and not teleported, you just come up here and you're going to jump through this crack here. However, you can't just run up to it and jump. I think Lara has a weird jumping thing if she's trying to jump over objects she's standing next to, but also there's a hole here. So probably around here-ish, maybe a little more, you'll get a feel for it. You can just come and jump up through. And now she's back in bounds. And then you get a save point. If Lara does get stuck, sometimes you can bomb boost your way out. Sometimes you can just, like, freak out the controller. Or sometimes you have to reset, you know. It happens. But you're just gonna come here. Oh, Lara. Okay, never mind. Anyways, not a big deal. So this next area. All right, Lara, what on earth are you doing? Come here.
You gotta jump earlier.
She does the dumbest shit sometimes. All right.
Yeah. Grapples are very wonky in
There we
this
go.
game.
Okay. So the great part about this next room is they preview it for you. So as you can see, we have 2 buttons. You roll the ball onto one button and it takes... Flames are going to appear where the levers are. So when you put the ball on a button, the opposite lever, the flames drop and you can pull it. But the way, like, and then there are flames that spin around on this contraption. So what we do is we set the ball to the button right next to it, and then we place a mine in the corner. And we come to this lever right here, and we pull it. And while we're pulling it, you detonate the bomb, and you're trying to send the ball flying onto this other button. It requires a bit of practice and expertise because you got to have the ball in the right spot on the button, and you got to put the bomb in the right spot. If you miss it, it's not the biggest deal because you are going to try to do this a little fast. Because if you don't go fast, if you spend too much time setting up then when you come to pull this, the flames will kill you. So,
So the whole idea of the strategy is to save one cycle of the flames spinning around.
I am almost...
If you get it, you save like 10 seconds. It's not a huge deal.
Oh, the ball rolled away.
Took too long too.
No, it's fine.
Ooh, that was close.
Oh!
Yeah, you can see the basic idea here.
Yeah. Oh, I have to go this way. Gosh darn it. So it is, again, though it's... I wouldn't say the trick itself is probably tricky. It's just trying to do it in a fast enough time. And the thing is again, when you're practicing it, you have those things swinging around, so you're constantly pressured to go fast. So yeah,
one thing I will say is after when stuff is like this right now, you can practice it really easily.
Yeah. So
like the actual movement and stuff.
So what you can do is the ball is right on this like rock damage thing. So you can just roll over here, grab the ball, try to position the ball like on this corner without it moving, and then place the ball here. Pretend we're gonna yank it and do that. Again, my bomb might have been in the wrong spot.
The ball is just a bit too close to the mine, so I guess
Oh, so like more like right here, I guess then.
Yeah, that looks like pretty much what I do.
Yeah. So
it's pretty close.
It's close enough. That at least should give you guys a good idea of like the general area where to put the bomb and the ball. And you can always check out any of Spat's videos because he pretty much nails it all the time.
No, I don't.
Well, close enough.
I really don't.
All right. So this room is fairly simple. Where is it? There's a ring up there. You're going to jump, grapple the ring, pull yourself up. one thing you can do, it's a very minor optimization and it looks really super cool, is Lara has this thing where when she grapples, she can get a jump off of it, which saves you a little bit of time because she climbs very slowly. So you just grapple, jump grapple. I'm not good at it right now. I don't know. There we go. And if you do it like super, super optimal, she won't grab the ledge and pull herself up. She'll just jump up here, which is really cool. Again, this is a good, like, you can practice this as much as you want. So, what we normally do coming here is you throw this, and then you place the mine down, and then you just do that. So you have 2 cutscenes here, so just mash away. And then you're going to roll up here. You're going to roll through this area. Alright, so you're going to pull this lever all the way out. Make sure you pull it all the way out, otherwise you'll fall to your death here. And I would recommend standing right in the middle here, where the ribbon and the skulls are, because there's going to be a ring up here. If I can ever get up here. 1, 2, 3, jump and grapple and just pull yourself up. And then you just go to the end.
Yeah, you just want to delay a little bit before you try to jump and grapple the ring.
Oh,
Because if
yeah.
you do it too early, that's why she did the counting thing. Because if you jump and attempt to grapple it too early, then you'll just hit the the ledge and you'll just fall down one layer and you have to climb back up.
Also, that ledge where I did count before I jumped and grappled, I waited an extra second because there was, like, even though the top part starts moving, there's not really a ledge for Lara to grab on. So you just gotta, like, watch for that little tiny little bit that she can suddenly grab onto. So that's Temple Light on, like, a more of a beginner easy mode, or standard mode. There is more advanced strat. It's called Ghost Jump. What it is when you reach the second room, which I kind of flew through, but it's what, like 30 seconds into the first level. It's the second room. You have to set the game on hard or medium, because when you throw your spears, the guys die instantly.
I see, they do, yeah.
And so if you do them on medium or difficult, they won't die easily. In that room, you want to throw a spear at a guy and hope it gets stuck in his foot, and then you got to run to a spot and jump and hope that that guy with the spear in his foot runs towards you. And then physics game freaks out and Lara teleports up into that room with the buttons and the ball and in the little spinning flames. So it does save a bit of time, but it's kind of random. And if you end up getting it in your PB, you're not going to PB unless you get it from that point onwards. So that means that you can, like, you end up resetting a lot in the first level, which it's generally not ideal. I will put a link in the video below, and you guys can look at it. If you have any questions, don't necessarily ask me. You can ask anyone in the Discord besides me. But again, I don't think it's a good beginner strat because it makes you become reset heavy. However, if you really want to do it, you're more than welcome to.
And it is a lot of fun to mess around with, so...
It is really funny. Like, I've done it before, and it's so exciting. But it's really random, so it can get a little frustrating, especially when you then are constantly resetting. So, yeah, that's Temple of Light, like the kind of standard route. Okay, Temple Grounds. Temple Grounds has a standard kind of beginner strat. I say that because it's like the standard strat, but it's not very nice to beginners. You have to practice it quite a bit. I'm gonna show that. There's one that's a bit more advanced. It involves a very complicated setup, and it's like a very blind spear warp. Um, I'm gonna just link a video to that below this one in the description. You're more than welcome to try it, and if this strat I'm about to show gives you a hard time, but I really wouldn't consider doing that particular strat until you're like top 3. If your PB is like that low of runtime, because it's only the top 3 people do that strat. And again, it's just really kind of complicated to set up. But yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll down here. We're gonna skip the map, and there's a cutscene here. We want to trigger the cutscene as fast as possible. This is also one of the cutscenes where it doesn't matter where Lara enters it, she'll be teleported to where the game wants her to go. So we're going to do that. We're going to skip it. And then we're going to roll to the right a little bit in hopes that that guy hits the... He didn't. Hits that. And then you're going to just do a bomb jump. I grenade launched those guys, honestly, just because I get rid of them sooner. And they're not in my hair later, because this next part gets pretty hairy. You don't have to do that part I just did, but it's good practice. If they really are giving you issues. See these guys back here? They're problems. So up here is where we're going. We have to take a ball up there. This is one of those levels where kind of like what we did in Temple of Light, you only have so much time to set it up and to execute it before everything falls apart. So just kind of keep that in mind. That's what's really going to be annoying when you start learning this run and learning this particular skip, is it's going to be really hard to do first try. And once you miss it first try, you have a bunch of mobs that you have to either try to avoid or clear out. So we got to go get the ball first. We're going to place a bomb here. Gonna get the ball. I like to blow that up because it gets rid of those guys. Shoot down here. Bomb that. You only need to shoot down here if you don't grenade launch where I did earlier. So it saves time, but yeah. Alright, so here you want to get the ball up on the stairs, and you don't actually want to let go of the ball. You want to make sure that you're holding onto it properly. I'm killing these guys right now because I'm gonna try to, talk more, because I'm good at that. And as you can see, if these guys catch up to you, you've got a lot of problems. So, yeah, these are a lot of dudes to bother you if you don't get this right away. So you get the ball up here. The ball's in the middle right now. It's better to have it on the left or the right. Generally, you kind of just wherever the ball ends up is where you're going to do this. But because it's in the middle, I'm just going to put it on the left. So what we're going to do is I'm going to drop a mine, and I'm going to roll the ball back. I think you want to do it kind of just when it's out of view. So what's going to happen is Lara does a climbing animation on top of the ball. The ball can't be moving, or just ever so slightly moving. When you have a bunch of mobs coming up, they can start moving the ball a bit, and that's a problem. Physics and everything. But anyways, so you're gonna start climbing up the ball. You're gonna detonate the bomb. The ball will go up in the air, and hopefully, when the ball is at the top of its height, Lara's standing on top of the ball, and then you can just jump over the invisible wall into the trigger behind the door. Which sounds like a lot. Let me just try to show you. Whoops. I might have put my ball a little too far back. Oh. No, ball. No. Excuse me. That's another thing. If your ball goes downhill.
So one thing to note about climbing on top of the ball is that Lara will only actually get the climbing animation in like basically cardinal directions. So if you try to approach the ball or try to climb onto the ball at a diagonal, then she'll just jump like an idiot instead. Watch the ball leave.
Like that. Okay. So again, I might have not have rolled the ball back on that instance, but as you saw, I rolled it back a little too far at one point, and the ball started like going back down the stairs. So it's one of those things where you need to practice it, and you just need to try to get it right away. If you don't get it right away, you can try to do it again a second time. The lizards will start reaching you. If you're just beginning and you're struggling with this, just try to kill the guys right away if you miss your first chance, because it's going to be harder to do all the other chances when they're all constantly coming at you.
A combination of heavy grenade launcher and spear light will clear all the enemies out fairly quick.
And just be careful when you're using the grenade launcher or your bombs near the ball, because if you grenade launch your ball or bomb your ball, it will go flying down the stairs, and then you got to bring it back up. So yeah, the first part, you can try to, you can either try to clear them really quickly with a grenade launcher after you bomb boost across. That's completely optional though. Or when you bomb the ball towards the stairs, like while that's going on, you can throw a grenade launcher in the direction that I was doing, because that's where they'll end up being. They will follow you. So, the reason why I grenade after I bomb boost is those mages can be so annoying because they are far range and stuff. So, you know, if they're really giving you an issue, I would just grenade launch behind you after you bomb boost across the little gap. But yeah, just this level is just a lot of practice, and it's gonna have its moments. If you're really frustrated or if you want to try something different again, there is the kind of complicated spear warp thing. You're more than welcome to try that. It saves about 15-ish seconds, give or take, depends. But yeah, I just don't recommend it until later. All right, Spider Tomb. This level is kind of straightforward. You want to just kind of go along with the level. So we're gonna start out by bomb boosting across this chasm. In theory, I did aim my spear, I think. She might have just jumped from the wrong angle. Or jumped from the wrong spot. There we go. Okay. So this next part, you can either A, grapple the ring like you want to. You can bomb boost down over there if you want. That's fine too. Or you can also just jump over here. Not jump like that. You
Jump
can
before the little pillar.
Yeah, I had bad aim. Oh, you spawned there. Interesting.
Yeah, you spawn in a really shit position, so.
Always take a second to figure out where you spawn. That's all.
Yeah.
You want to jump
from
there.
The right side.
Yeah,
I would say do it from the right side
Oh,
of
the
the
right of
little
the thingy?
part.
Okay.
Yeah, that's way easier.
Alright, but anyways, 3 different ways for you to do that. So this guy. This guy triggers a little cutscene. It's very minor, but if you mash A, Lara will climb up during it, and you'll save a couple of seconds. So
It's like half a second. It's very minor.
Is whatever.
But it's nice.
Yeah. I don't mash. I'm not a very fast masher. So I don't know if I just get lucky when I get it or not. But you just mash A. I don't know. Alright, so this room, you're going to put a spear in the pillar. You can do it from here or a little further back. I just do it from here. And you can jump up here. If you're having issues jumping up here when you jump, is she on here? You can grapple, and that will help as well. So there's like an invisible wall here. So you just got to be careful jumping over it. If you don't make it, you can just hop through the flames. They're actually not going to kill you. Interesting enough. Alright, for this room, please ignore the ball. Ignore the ball. Jump up here and ignore the ball. Alright, so this is fairly simple. It's just sometimes hard to get the angle. So you're just gonna come and run, except I'm stuck. There we go. Or if that doesn't work, what a great thing. So you want to land on this big rock. Sometimes the angle doesn't work and she will just jump over here. If you do what I did and wait very late to bomb boost, then you will land here and not die. However, normally, if you do this, you will die. So you just gotta perfect your bomb. And I obviously am so bad at this very simple jump that I've done a pretty good job with it. But it's honestly really not hard to jump down here and then you just run down to where I am. Over here, you're just gonna mash A again. There's actually, it's whatever, you know. Either you watch this part or and then you climb up, or she just climbs up now. And then the next little bit is just playing the game as intended. After all, we have to do that for some part of the game, right? So just gotta hit this button to unlock the door. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're going to bomb boost to those stairs down there. You can either bomb boost from here, which is kind of difficult. I really can't do it. I will demonstrate. As you can see, I'm not very good at it. You can always ask, like, Spatula. He does that a lot. But yeah, you can bomb boost from there, or you can do it the easy way and just do it from here. Make sure you don't actually hit that pillar, though. So you just want to take a few steps down, and you want to throw your spears. If you're starting out, you can roll right here, and you will trigger the save point. Where did I throw that top spear, man? There we go. Alright, so the reason why I say maybe you want to trigger the save point is jumping on these next two pillars are a little weird. Lara can overjump them really quickly, or easily. What I do is I will actually pull back on my analog stick, or I will try to do a small enough jump. So this pillar has like two heights to it, and I'm on the lower height. I just want to kind of scoot up here. You can make the bomb boost if you're on the lower height. It's just a little tighter. So you're just gonna do a later bomb boost. Oh. Oops. Good thing I hit that one save point. So you're just gonna come back here and throw your spears again. This is not super difficult, to be honest. I'm just missing it.
Sometimes this bomb boost can be kind of wonky.
There we go. So you're just gonna throw your bomb here, and you're gonna throw that. Now, if for some reason you're having issues hitting the thing up here, this will eventually stop moving, and will essentially, quote-unquote, get stuck. There is a spot, I can't tell you, but there is a spot somewhere where you will still be able to hit the dynamite thing. You can also try using the heavy grenade launcher. It's not as good with auto-aiming as the spear is. But no worries. If for some reason it gets stuck, you should still be able to find your way out of there. But yeah, so Spider Tomb is kind of pretty much just playing, like going along with the level. You're not super skipping a lot of stuff. So yeah, I think it's the ending part is probably going to be the hardest part that you will encounter. If you want to try bomb boosting from the top to save you a little bit of time, watch a couple of other streamers' runs. I know World Record has it, I think. Or at least that's what Spat does. And then just ask if you need to. Okay, the summoning. It's very straightforward. You're just going to use your Spear of Light. The only thing of note is you can try to, around here, it's not very specific, just wherever you end up rolling. You can try to shoot your arrow, your spear, out ahead of time and then quickly trigger the cutscene and skip it in hopes that you'll hit the dino. That will save you just a slight bit of time, and it looks really cool. You don't have to go for it. You can save the time if you miss it by just rolling ahead and automatically triggering the cutscene. So you don't need to feel bad if you or don't have good aim or if you don't want to do it. It's not that big of a deal. But so you would just... And I didn't hit it because my aim is very bad right now. But yeah, you just want to keep going and try hitting it. Just don't get so close that he's going to throw you around. That's all. Alright, so Forgotten Gate, we're gonna learn two things that you're gonna see later in Stronghold Passage. So this you're just gonna roll forward, and you're gonna go right up to the gate. And you're just going to roll, jump, and grapple. Sometimes she can get stuck. It's like very FPS dependent. As long as you keep her running here. So I turn it a little bit and she's not actually going anywhere, but sometimes she really will just refuse to stay in that location. Sometimes you can, depending, you can just jump and roll. You don't have to grapple, but most people are going to find grappling the best. And you also don't want to do like a full roll, unless for some reason that works for you. It really all depends. So I struggle a little bit there. Sometimes it's just the way the game rolls. Other times you just fly through it. But as long as... Yeah.
The really important thing is just like keeping your stick like as directly up as possible.
I was gonna say, as long as you're not sliding back and forth, some people will actually just hold W, to make sure that they're holding up straight, because the analog stick can be kind of iffy. So,
it's technically easier on keyboard.
Yep. All right. So this part is specific only to Forgotten Gate. However, it's the same every time. So it's just, this entire level is all about memorization. Very similar to Stronghold Passage, which you'll see later. But so you want to take your time here. And it's this one right here. It's going to come back, so don't go too far. And then I wouldn't go further than here because these two are going to come back and you don't want to be squished. And this upcoming part is the same. The tiles, you can see where they're going to land through the shadows, and there it's the same spot. You mainly want to hug the left two sides. If you want, you can just jump over. You don't have to roll on the corners. Sometimes the tiles get stuck, and so Lara will have issues rolling diagonally and she'll fall. So again, if you want to just play it safe and jump over gaps, then you can. This is literally the only reason why we recommend having shadows on. If you need to turn everything off for graphics, that's fine, but we always recommend like keep shadows on. But again,
just makes it a bit easier.
Yeah. It's the same every time. You can memorize it. But hopefully most computers, you will just need to memorize it or just see where it's going.
Yeah, most of the time it's not an issue. So for the smashy things at the beginning, the ones that like fake you out and go back is number 8, the second and third to last one. And those are the only ones.
Yeah.
Don't worry about.
And the game does give you a little bit of time, so you are able to, run back. You can just be pretty cautious the whole time, and you'll be good until you have it all figured out. Alrighty, Toxic Swamp. This level is interesting because you kind of go like out of bounds, not out of bounds stuff. So we're just gonna skip the thing. Right here is a tiny little cutscene thing. If you get it, it's not like a super huge deal, but how you're gonna get around it is you're going to come over here and see this lovely big rock. We're gonna go around the rock on the left side. So you might fall to your death a few times. Don't worry about it. It's fine. So you're just gonna go like that. It looks simple. Sometimes she does get stuck. You just kind of want to hug the rock. Alright, right here is another cutscene. You absolutely don't want to get it. So you can either throw a spear here, and then jump up, or you can just bomb boost up. And make sure, if you bomb boost, make sure you start rolling right away. Whoa, bros. Calm down. Also, be careful here as well. You want to be careful not to go too far over, because you can actually still trigger the cutscene, which is really funny. But yeah, so I would say maybe aim for like right here and then just roll up. This is like the only bomb boost where you land and then just gotta finish rolling up, and it seems a little scary, but again, just mash X and you'll be fine.
So, the two options there, like you, just wait a sec.
Yeah.
Yeah, just shoot the thing in the middle. It's fairly straightforward. But yeah, for the actual jump and the bomb boost, you can either, or bomb boost versus the spear. If you want to do the bomb boost, then you need to get on top of the rock before you do it. If you do the spear, then you don't have to climb on top of the rock. You can just throw the spear and then jump.
It doesn't really matter which way you do it. Whatever preference works for you.
Yeah. Like, throwing spears costs you time, but
it's a little more safer.
It costs you pretty much the same amount of time as climbing onto the rock, because you have to like delay a little.
There is a way to get on the rock without having to jump, but it's a little too close to the edge, so like you could fall. So, you know, there's a lot of risk and reward. So you notice I was like over here when I shot it. She'll just constantly teleport. There are times where she ends up over here. Sometimes she ends up over here. I don't know. You just gotta roll for your life. And as you saw, as I was exiting, I switched my weapon. You want to try to switch your weapons like towards the end of levels or like during cutscene changes as much as possible. You want to even like say kind of pre-plan out like your spear throwings, like during Forgotten Gate. I try to say, hey, what do I need in Toxic Swamp, you know? So this area right here is the quote-unquote out of bounds that kind of isn't out of bounds. You're not supposed to be here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna you can either stand like here, you can stand here apparently. Doesn't quite matter. You're gonna throw a spear here. You can throw it a little more to the left, but then I would recommend throwing a spear in the rock here, and then she can hop from spear to spear. This spear is a little too far to the right, but it could still be doable.
Should be fine.
Yeah, it should be fine. I'm just gonna hop back down for a hot quick second. Two things can happen when you bomb boost. Either you're gonna go flying to the left and like die instantly, or you can just like fall down like this. If you fall down like this, you can just roll over here, throw a random spear, and then hop your way back up. So it's not necessarily the end of the world. But yeah, so sometimes I accidentally throw a spear in here. No worries, you can make it work. So you want to hold up and bomb boost. If you hold a little bit to the left, you're going to go vaulting, so yeah. Now, what did we just do? There were 3 gates. We unlocked the first one. We skipped the second one completely. So let me just show you something really quick. This is the direction we want to go. But if you look over here, there's like a lot of water. That's bad. If you see water, please do not keep going. You will crash your game. What we need to do is we need to load the triggers. And
yeah, basically that area is not loaded yet, so we're just going back to make it load.
The load trigger is right around here. We use this line as a reference, so just run a little past it and come back. You will hear a noise that goes whoosh, kind of. I was probably talking while it went. It's a good indicator. If you're not sure, just take your time coming back over here. Again, you can see it's loaded now.
Those streets will also be on fire. That's a good indication.
Really? Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. So right here, this is again a little out of bounds slash kind of not out of bounds. You want to roll off of it, do not jump. If you slide, you're going to slide probably a little too far to the right, I think. So you just want to do a nice gentle roll. That is not a nice gentle roll, but we made it work. Sometimes she will die if she falls like that. It's very random. You just want to come along here. Don't mind the hole in the wall. Please don't jump into the hole. It kind of can be done.
If
So
you want to
here,
play that, if you want to play that super safe, you can throw a spear, or you can actually bomb boost up just
yeah.
to play it extra safe.
So for here, I switched to my grenade launcher, and if you look, when I hold it up, the blue bar wiggles. I do that as I'm going in the dark here, and I just look at the bar to make sure it works, because then I can come over here to do this trick. So what is this trick? We gotta bomb the third gate. The trigger is in the cutscene, more or less. If you don't trigger the cutscene, you can't like the area behind the wooden spikes of the gate doesn't load.
Yes.
We're not gonna get into how we know that, but it was tested. The trick here is you can do this two ways. You can jump over here, stand in this corner, jump, and then grenade launch. However, if you want to do it like a kind of quicker way, because your grenade can kind of go flying a little everywhere, a little bit more in that corner, you can jump and shoot your grenade launcher. But what you have to do is you have to literally aim your weapon. Otherwise, she won't shoot it when she jumps. So you can just go like this and then jump back, for God's sakes. If you don't jump back, you will die from spikes. And as you see, I got it and it worked out fine. So, well, what if that's a little hard? Yeah, it is a little hard. It takes a little while. You can throw a spear like in here or over here or something. Where's my grenade launcher? Go like this, jump up, and then you can jump and shoot like that too. So
Just a little safer. A little slower, but a little safer.
So that's 2.5 ways of doing it. Whatever works for you, you know. Nobody's gonna judge you. So we're just gonna come over here. So this next room, there's a ball attached to a post. You kind of want to detach the ball as fast as possible from the spike, and you want to send it flying down the stairs. And so if you do it immediately, then the ball will literally go flying down the stairs. It's like on the right trajectory, I guess. If not, you can just roll and quickly detonate a bomb on it. And the whole thing is there are a lot of explosive plants everywhere, and they can really interfere with the ball. It can like make the ball go the wrong way. Also, there are spikes, so you want to try to give your ball a lot of momentum so that they don't get stuck on the spikes. So you're going to constantly chase it and like kind of give it bomb boosts. So I'll show you here now. And I'm literally going to aim and shoot right away, and that didn't work. So we're going to grab the ball now, and we're going to... So again, if I got it right away, then it would have been fine. We have an issue now where the ball is stuck, so we're just going to try to roll it a bit more. You really don't want to do that. That's why the plants are bad. So again, this is like one of the more worse, quote-unquote, runs with the ball. Oh, but he went in there fine. So yeah, just automatically aim to where the post is-ish, and then just try to shoot as soon as you get in. And that will send it flying down the stairs. But if not, just do what I do and just try to make it down. Maybe don't let it roll into a plant and get stuck, but now you kind of know what to look for and how to avoid it.
Yeah, people have a few different routes for how to get the ball down there, but whatever works. It's just the idea is just to get the ball down as fast as possible.
Yeah. So again, I think if you practice just detaching the ball from the post, after that, just whatever works for you. But again, if you aim properly enough, you can get it with the grenade launcher, and it works out pretty good in your favor. All right, so there's a bridge here. On the bridge is a trigger for a cutscene. We don't want to do that, so we're going to try to skip it. So you can put a spear here, and you can put a spear here. You can put them in both places. Well, you would definitely want to do the one I did, but you can throw a second spear. You can,
For safety.
yeah, for safety. You can bomb boost, or you can just jump down here and you won't trigger it. So there's supposed to be a wall here, and Xolotl is just kind of standing here. If you trigger the cutscene, Xolotl will disappear and the wall will appear. If that happens, then you just gotta play through as intended. But so what we're gonna do is another spear warp. So if you like those, you're in luck. So you can just barely see, but so again, the butts of the two spears almost make like a little V. Again, they're not touching, but you know, whatever. So okay, I threw that. I don't know. How do I keep doing that with the spears?
It's too much of an angle. Aim more for the wall.
Okay. There we go. Nope. Not there we go. Let me throw that one there. I can jump on that one apparently. That might be... Meh. Can be a little iffy. Or at least I'm having an iffy time. I don't know. There we go.
Yeah, as you can see, there's actually like one of the. There's a good example of one of the weird things about spear warps. Your initial spear needs to be higher than the spear you're trying to jump to, for whatever reason. So it's just spear warp has a lot of very strange, very weird, like weird details about it.
Yeah. But, so Toxic Swamp is a level that a couple of things could go wrong. Just gotta, work on, like, positioning and angles and just some practicing on that stuff and you'll be good. And again, just don't crash the game, you know? Or intentionally crash the game and then you can restart your run, whatever works for you. But yeah, when you crash the game though, you have to like all F4 or like try to like the game sometimes has issues closing when it crashes, so
Yeah,
you may
the
not
game-
want to purposely crash it.
Yeah, the game doesn't technically crash; it just locks up completely. So.
Yeah. This game is very strange. You will find a lot of weird things happen. Not so much with solo, but sometimes you can have like blue screen, like not your computer blue screens, but you will get like a dark blue screen or a brown screen. Weird stuff will happen. So just roll with it, you know. But yeah, so again, just practice some of the finer details in this level and don't let the plants ruin your life. Okay, Flooded Passage. I guess this is pretty straightforward. You're gonna just skip going around here and throw this up here. And then you're just gonna go up against these. And you can either detonate them or jump over them. I'm gonna kill this guy right now. You do not have to kill him, but I'm doing it just because I'm gonna talk for a second. So you have this spiky barrier. Sometimes you'll have two spiky barriers. It literally does not change. Sometimes you'll have a barrier in the middle. Because...
That's cool.
Yeah. Well, no, sometimes it appears in solo. That's the thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've had it happen where I'm like, wait a minute. So, if you have one or two spiky barriers here, you're just gonna do what I'm about to show you. If you have a barrier in the middle, which doesn't happen often, it's gonna be right underneath that ring, I think. Or yeah, I think it's gonna be right underneath the ring. What you would do is you would throw your spear. You would stand like around here, and you would throw your spear kind of about here. And then you would do exactly what I'm about to show you, but just from that point on the wall with the spear. So you're you're gonna like run up to the wall here. You're just gonna slide over, and then she'll eventually hit a point where she stops, and you can just throw your spear in. I think you have to be running when you like, and then throw your spear in.
Yep.
But all right. Before I get on this, you're gonna want to aim for like the middle, and that is basically holding right. So, um, the fun fact is spiky bears are supposed to kill you, except sometimes they don't. So, you're gonna just do that and bomb boost, and you just roll this way.
Yeah. So basically, the moment you touch the barrier, like you land on the barrier, just jump again immediately and do the bomb boost.
Now, excuse me, dude. So you're supposed to grab that ring and drop your way down, throw a mine on there or something. But if you stand here, she will just aim for it. You can see how all of a sudden it just goes doink, aims right at it. Beautiful. So take a second if you need to and aim that up. Okay. So, we're gonna bomb boost from that corner to that corner, and it can be a little weird to get that angle down, but no worries, you got this. Oh, that's a bad angle. Heh, lol. Don't do that.
Yeah, your best bet is to try to line up like you just did and just make it like a straight line to the right.
Okay. Excuse me, I need to talk about something for a second. Okay. So, you want to go here. You can bomb boost from here, or you can literally roll down here. Even though you just did a bomb boost, you will be able, the cooldown will be fine. So you'll be able to come here and just bomb boost over. And then I switch to the grenade here, and I literally automatically aim here, and I start walking to the right, or left. I know my directions. You're gonna shoot there, and if you look, there's no more arrows flying over in the top corner, so we know we're good. This guy needs to be distracted. I usually throw a bomb down there. Sometimes people stand there enough, because if he hits you and you don't get that gate open, he hit me a little too late, so it didn't matter. That room can be a death room, so don't worry about it. Also, they're stuck. They can't follow you. Alright, so this area, you just throw a mine down, and you can jump up here. I will say you cannot run up to it and then jump. Kind of like I mentioned in Temple, like Lara needs like a little bit of breathing room to get up there. And then you just detonate your bomb there. So, if for some reason you're low on health, you can hit this container. I'll show you two more along the way. If you're still low on health, or if you don't want to get that one, you can hit this one. There's one here. Or, to be the fastest, most optimal, while you're standing on this button, there's one right there. You also need your spear out anyways, because we're going to do a bomb boost right here. And then while you're standing on this button, you can switch to your grenade launcher, because we will need it. I'll show you a magic trick. You can grenade launch through there. And then if you switch to your spear, you can get... Because remember, it helps to aim your spear and then do a bomb boost. We're going to do another one. So you might as well use it to hit this right now. So it's multitasking.
For the grenade launcher, you just want to aim between the first two spikes on the barrier. And then you'll trigger the button from the other side.
Oh good god, I have a mountain of dudes here. So there are two things you can do right now. Oh, good. Thank God. Oh, thank God. Okay, so you can either do a weird angled jump and bomb boost over. You just go for it. If you die, you spawn right around here. If bomb boosting, or if the angle's too hard and they don't ruin this pot, you can just bomb boost over. That's fine too. Can I die and spawn? Okay, I think I'm gonna spawn back. But yeah. If for some reason they break the pot, or if you don't really care, you can just go for the bomb boost. So you wanna... Oh my god, that was weird. Alright.
Sometimes stuff like that happens.
Saying this has never happened before is common. Yeah. There you go.
This strat is slightly faster, but if it can be kind of tricky to do with the angle. So if it gives you issues, then going for the pot is
Yeah.
it's pretty safe.
As long as they don't break the pot, you're good.
Yeah.
They broke the pot here because they're rude. All right. So, this part, you're just going to roll up to the button, which is what you do casually. There's like an IL trick. It's not really RTA viable, so I'm not going to mention it. If you're into ILs, you can ask us in the Discord. So what you can do is you can stand over there, but you can just outrun it. And you heard the thing ring off. If you make it to about here and die, then you will spawn here. So you just gotta keep going. That's all.
Yeah, just don't be scared of the ball. It's not as deadly as it seems.
Yeah. So Flight of Passage has a couple of spots that just can get a little hairy, but a lot of it's just angled bomb boost jumping that can be a little weird. But it's just practice, you know. So, Jaws of Death is the auto-scroller level of the game. Basically, you are just running from a fish, but you want him to follow you as fast as you can. And there's really only one way we can pretty much do that. I'm going to tell you in a second. So these bridges here kind of slow the fish down. In theory, you only need the first one to go down. You could hit a plant over there. I did not. Yeah, so you only need the first one and the last one to like speed up the fish, apparently. Most of us blow up the bridges along the way just because what else are you gonna do on this level? But other than that, you're just gonna go as fast as possible. The fish will keep up even if you don't see him. So don't worry about that. And as always, you want to make sure that you wave your spear before, like at the beginning of this level, so that bomb boosting goes by faster. And here's the last one. And then if we did everything right, Mr. Fishy is right there. Other than that, like, it will vary by a couple of seconds at a time. It all depends on what the fish does and if you have any mistakes. But other than that, just get the first and the last bridge, and go fast. And that's all you can really hope for this level. Okay, Twisting Bridge. Twisting Bridge is an interesting level because it's kind of cool because basically you get out of bounds at the beginning of the level and you get back in bounds at the end of the level. So it's pretty cool. Or towards the end of the level, I should say. But this is like a really huge level where you do a lot of things. So you skip so much of it that it's just, it doesn't look like you're skipping a lot, kind of, but you really are. If you played it casually, you'll understand. So there are two ways to get out of bounds. One way is not like super consistent. It takes like a really hard work to like kind of get down. It was considered IL strat, but some like one or two people have made it like RTA. So I'll show you that one really quick because I'm very bad at it, but I can at least explain the concepts. So that's good. So the reason why I went the way I did just now is to avoid triggering monster dudes. When you get up, don't move. Stand where you are. And what you're going to do is you're going to aim your spear. You're going to pull it over. It's going to come up. And then you're going to, like, you want to get it, like, right here. You're going to shoot your spear. And this is the hard part. Lara likes to auto jump to spears. And sometimes Lara doesn't. And we're going to try to get Lara to auto jump to spear. So, nope. But that's kind of the concept is you want to get on that spear, and then once you get on that spear, I don't even think you have to bomb boost up. I think you can just jump up. Um, but yeah, so you wanna... Nope. Um, mm. This is like too much. Too much. Can I like actually... No. Yeah, you can't throw there. Okay, that's what I thought. So yeah, just okay, she don't want she don't want to do that. Okay. Um it is possible though. I have seen people do it and I'm not and they said they had to practice it an obscene amount. So is it necessarily the best? Probably not, but
It's just the spot you need your
there we go.
like the difference between
There we go.
the spear being so far left that it doesn't stick and being too far to the right so you can't auto jump to it. Like the difference between those two things is just that's the tiny
Yeah.
like the few pixels that is
And
the perfect one.
yeah, so it's you gotta get it kind of in a specific spot. And as you saw, it took me like 3 tries, I think, to get up here. And one of them was because Lara just jumped out into the abyss and didn't care. So yeah, getting up here. I guess if you can get that pixel point thing down and Lara will auto jump, then it will be fine. So you get up out of bounds here. Now, what is the standard way of doing it, and at least a good way to start out with if you don't feel like doing crazy stuff right away, is you're just going to come over here. You're going to run up to this pillar, stick a spear, and then you're going to jump grapple your way up. Be careful. You don't want to go flying over this spear because it's the end of a cliff. And also, if you don't jump to your death, you will trigger monsters, and they're annoying. So we're going to bomb boost this way. So you're just going to go... Maybe you're actually going to make it. You don't necessarily need the grapple, but it can be handy. So
Yeah, basically the way it works is the with spears in general. If you're like the closer you are to a wall, if you're like running into a wall and like really hugging it, your spears will go higher than if you have some distance to the wall.
But that's when you
So
gotta be careful, because that's when you can go flying over the pillar, and it's bad.
yeah, so for that specific one, it's better to just like tap the grapple to get to kind of reset Lara's legs and get a little bit of extra height. If you hold the grapple, then you most of the time will just fly over it.
Yeah. So from here, it's just a simple jump up here. And then we're going to just do a bomb boost across here. And where did we come up? Right over here. So it's a little slower. However, this other one has setup and / Lara may not auto jump. So you're free to give it a go. The way I just showed you is pretty consistent once you get your bomb boosting down and your spear down and stuff. But yeah, so we get this area jutting out. We're going to jump down here. So we're back in bounds. But we're not going to stay here very long. We are going to jump back out of bounds over here. And we're going to jump at an angle off this corner to, like, those rocks there. Please do not come bother me. Alright. So, you just want to bomb boost over here. So, you want to stand on this rock. Right in front of us, as you can tell by my little pointer, is an invisible wall. And it's, you know, literally a wall. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw a spear right here. And we're going to get on this pillar. But because of the way the wall is and whatnot, we're not going to aim in that direction. We're actually going to aim up. And we're going to bomb boost into the wall, and it's going to push us over. So, jump and bomb boost. And then right above us is a death plane. But if you throw a spear here, you avoid it. If you are struggling with this and need a little bit more guidance, let us know, because this area can get people stuck a little bit. My first run, I spent 2 hours on this trick, so please don't hesitate to ask for help. The only other thing now is just to roll to the end. You have to sit through this cutscene, sadly. It's perfectly fine. Just be careful here because there are tons of balls. In theory, you're not going to be low on health, so you don't have to worry about, like, running into them, but they can stop Lara. They can knock her back a little bit, and you're trying to go fast, so, you know, it's kind of important. But yeah, it's simple enough, I think. Just some bomb boosting, and again, just make sure you're aiming in the right spot when you bomb boost, and don't go flying over pillars and, you know, general stuff. You do not have to do that shortcut with the spear in the beginning that I did. It's just if you would like a challenge or something different, or if you're just naturally good at it, then go for it. It saves you a couple of seconds. All right, Fiery Depths. Fiery Depths is a wonderful level that you can get very stuck on. We're going to start out by rolling immediately because we want to catch a cycle on flames. So you're just going to go boop, 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 and you're immediately going to jump, grapple the ring, pull yourself across. Occasionally Lara will just grapple the ring and then pull herself up to the top there. You can jump from the top to here. So it's a little slower, but as long as Lara doesn't die, you're fine. So this is just a little quick thing. You're going to just jump down here. And then here, you want to jump to this corner, to this corner, to this corner, and then here. If you can jump like any way you prefer, but then she'll normally grab the ledge. So doing it the way I did, you saw she didn't have any issues, so you don't have to bomb boost here. I just threw one down there for no reason. So that just skips fighting those guys. We're gonna ignore this dude. We're gonna come up on these stairs and we're just gonna throw this here. I'm gonna jump and grapple, okay? Whoops. Excuse me, bro. You are giving me issues. There you go. You have to land on this tile here, this big tile. If you don't, you will roll all the way down here and there will be no loading zone here. Okay. You can technically roll to the right. It's very tight. I would try it not right away. But you're just going to jump here, and then bomb boost across. Again, you can go to the right and then bomb boost to that tile that's just barely on the left and then jump over here. However, this flame head thing will get you. So it's very, very hard to get. It's kind of more of a, I guess, an IL strat, perhaps. I mean, it is viable in a run. It's just the timing is super, super tight. Alright, so this jump may be a little tricky initially. You're gonna jump, and you're gonna get about halfway, a little more than that maybe, and you're gonna just throw out your grapple, and she'll grapple this ring. And you're just gonna hope to not die. Yay. So you go, wee!
The idea of this is that grappling resets your fall, basically, so you don't take
fall
you
damage.
don't die from the fall.
Yeah. So, this is a timing thing. You can see these flames are going. When you land this, you want to immediately roll over here because you have this first flame going. Oops, I rolled into it. Again, if you do the timing perfectly, you can just roll right through it all. So I'm going to see if I can get that right now. So they go up and then just roll through. So again, because I paused, it was hard for me. If you miss that first flame, you can get the timing down. It's just a little hard. So you kind of just want to go for it. All right. So these guys, you can try to jump over the head like that. You can try to jump around his edge. Sometimes you can even jump over the flame. That first head that I jumped over is the hardest part. Though occasionally Lara has weird angles when bomb boosting and then you just don't even make it. But yeah, so that first head, you just gotta jump at it and hope that it works.
Yeah.
Again, they have the little rings underneath that, like the pedestal's a little wider than the spinning head. She can jump like around the side of it, but sometimes she just jumps into the lava. I don't know.
One thing I will say is when you're trying to jump on top, if you're trying to jump on top of the actual spinning head, one thing that can sometimes help, which is often the case in this game, grappling can help you get up
Yeah.
there if you just grapple as you jump.
I actually haven't tried that. Probably because at this point it's just habit to jump to my
Yeah.
death, but it's fine. So again, there is a save point at that landing spot right before you jump. So if you die, you can practice it. Um, and it's just kind of one of those things where the game is kind of random, where either either you'll jump right over the head. Sometimes you'll just jump on the outer ring thing and you'll just circumvent it. And then there have been times where she jumps over the flame, not the head, but the actual flames. And then there are other times where she jumps in the flames. I don't know. It's like the hitboxes are weird on them or something. Just do your best. That's what we all do. All right. So this next room, we call it the urn room. It's one of those you need to kill everything in it rooms, and it's kind of brutal. They're pretty brutal. What we're gonna do is we're going to run to a certain spot. We're gonna throw a spear in the wall, and we're gonna get out of bounds immediately. That is step one. That is the first thing we're gonna do. So your spear can go in a couple of different locations. This is where I put my spear. You just jump up here and then jump up here. Once you are up here, as like you can take a breather if you need to. Again, that guy likes to throw things at you, so if you see the flames out, don't move. Otherwise, he'll knock you back. As you see, she doesn't like it. So you're gonna jump and bomb boost. Sometimes the angle is terrible. Sometimes she even jumps back. Oh, okay. Sometimes she even jumps back into the room, and you're like, Lara, no. Okay. I'm gonna explain this really quick. These tiles are the worst things in the game because Lara's auto jump. Lara's auto jump gets messed up, and sometimes, like, she's supposed to auto jump from tile to tile. I'm not gonna risk this. Uh, Sometimes it doesn't happen. You will jump to a tile, and she'll just go zipping across the screen, and it's
Yeah.
not. It's weird.
Jumping from moving objects is very, very strange in this game, and it's actually the reason why the moon jump and the ghost jump works.
Yeah, the moon jump is a strat in Flooded Passage that I didn't talk to you guys about. But yeah,
It's basically just you stand
it's
on a
physics.
moving ball and you try to jump to a spear, and because of physics and things moving, you
Yeah.
get a huge boost.
So yeah, there are gonna be times where you're trying to do those turning tiles, and she'll just fall, or she'll just like jump absolutely randomly, and you're gonna get mad.
Just
We
play
all
them
have.
safe. It's not worth it.
Yeah. So Fiery Depths, overall, has a lot of areas that can be really mean and very rude. And honestly, a lot of people, getting through Fiery Depths with like, like one death is really good. Like, there's, if it's not one thing, it's another, you know? So again, I showed you kind of like the very easiest route through that. If you were to watch like World Record, you know, he may take a slightly different path in the room that I talked to you about, where it's very tight timing, and it's. I've tried doing it in runs, and the timing is super tight. It's almost not worth it, you know. But
It only saves like less than 2 seconds.
yeah.
It's really not a big deal.
But yeah,
But yeah,
there's a lot in this level that would need to be practiced. But
Fire
it
Depths is generally considered the hardest level of the game.
not because anything in particular is hard, but because the game just could mess you up so hard, or we're relying on something that randomly does stuff. It's
And there's just a lot to
yeah.
this level. So
This is like a level like this is why if you're struggling to get the gate skip at the very beginning of Temple of Light, feel free to skip it because you can spend the few seconds of playing it the right way, the things we do here um, are a little more important to kind of nail down. So it's definitely more important to make sure you can go through all the levels um, and get like certain strats down, because it's very hard to work around it. There are like no backup strats, you know? That's why they're essentially like you have your standard strats and more advanced strats, you know? But but yeah, just practice this level and understand that there are going to be times where everything will fall apart in this level, and you just got to roll with it. Okay, so Belly of the Beast is very similar to the previous dino fight. The only thing is this time we're going to showcase Quick Shot, which is very simple. It's just you need just to get the muscle memory down. So basically, what happens is you hold with the right analog stick and then you shoot with RT. And if you let go of everything and then select your next weapon, you can quickly do it again. This is when her bar on the bottom underneath her portrait is full. So that's kind of the reason why we're going to select the railgun as our third weapon. You can also use where is it? The golden shotgun. They're both basically the same. They have the same amount of ammo consumption and weapon power and rate of fire. It's a whatever. But yeah, so it gives you an extra burst of fire to like make like a finishing kill. I don't know if you can make the finishing kill with the dino here, but this is a good level to practice it on, because you're going to need it for Xolotl later. So you can also, you're almost never going to hit that, but you can be fancy if you want. So yeah, so I'm going to get my bar up, and then I'm going to let go, and then I'm just going to switch back. So yeah, it's a great level to practice getting Quick Shot on. The whole thing is you shoot, let go of everything, change your weapon, and shoot again. And I think it mainly works going from the spear to the gun. I don't really think it works as well going from the gun to the spear. So, I mean, if you mess up, it's fine. You know, it's not the end of the world. We're going to go into Stronghold Passage now. Stronghold Passage is going to be very much like Forgotten Gate. The only difference is instead of the spiky barriers, you're going to have flames. Also, you have this wonderful guy. When you're starting out, if you're still having issues with the clippings, you can kill him right away because he throws stuff at you. However, your best option is to just go for it. Just go for it. If you get it, you'll get it like I did. I just hopped through. But again, if you're struggling, you can kill him. It's just when he explodes, he can knock you back even in his death. So he can be a real pain in the butt. So your best option is just to ignore him and keep going.
What you can do that makes it a little bit easier is to drop a mine as you roll past him, and you can actually kind of stun him a little bit.
Yeah. All right.
Gives you an extra second.
So we call this area RNG Flames. As you can see, the flames are all doing their own thing. So if you need to stop, you know, you can. Like, you know, don't feel afraid to take your time. You can try doing crazy stuff. That's RNG, so you just need to get to the end of that. You heard the saving point there. This part's just go as fast as you can. And then this is the same thing where the tiles all burst the same way. You just gotta memorize it, follow the shadows. We recommend you stay in the middle two lanes for the most part. You gotta jump here. And also here, you can make the jump, but you can also just bomb boost for safety. So again, that area is just if you have shadows on, and if you stay in the middle two lanes, you'll be pretty good. You can memorize it. Again, the first set of flames are RNG, so you just take your time if you need to. Like, we've all spent a little too much time dying to those flames because we were rushing. And then the second set of flames is just, you just go. Occasionally, if you die to RNG flames, they won't spawn, which is good. Just keep going. But yeah, um, that's about it. Don't die. Very
Only
simple.
thing, yeah, only thing to note about the last, literally the last jump where you, if you want to do the bomb boost, make sure the last weapon you aimed was a spear. Otherwise, you'll just fall to your death, and the
Yeah.
bomb boost is actually counterproductive.
Um. So yeah, it's obviously I didn't need a weapon at all in this level. You can kind of plan out weapons that you'll need so that at the beginning of a level or at the end of a level, you can change your weapon and then go on. Okay, Mirror's Wake. The thing about Mirror's Wake is um, sometimes it just won't work. There will be a day where no matter what you do, Mirror's Wake will not work. And unfortunately, those are the days where you need to put down the game and try again the next day.
Mirror's
And
Wake is the equalizer of this run.
honestly, like it's so strange. Sometimes like you'll get stuck on something and it'll take you 2 or 3 tries. Normal stuff, right? And then there are times where you do something in Mare's Wake 10 times and it's nothing works. And like with this game, angles and when you detonate your bomb boost, that stuff is kind of important. And so like you can like kind of do trial and error. Um Again, just when Mirror's Wake doesn't work, just none of that works. Nothing works. So you just gotta take this level with a huge grain of salt, especially because it's at the end of the run, and at that point you're ready to cry, probably. Um, there are 2 ways to go through this level, and they're about the same length of time, so it really doesn't matter which one you do. I'm going to show the spears one first. It's kind of the more standard one to do. And then I will follow it up with the ball strat, which is kind of cooler looking, but not as commonly done. So you're just going to roll over here. And you're just going to roll off this edge. And like we did in Toxic Swamp, please don't jump. You probably will die. You're going to jump on this big rock, because Lara is queen of the rocks. You're going to aim about there. And she'll jump up. And then you want to jump for the rail. So right here. And then you can pull yourself up and get over here. If you try to jump here, she's just going to get stuck on the little ledge underneath. It's not going to work. So this part can be annoying. You throw a spear here, and Lara's supposed to auto-jump to it. But we all know Lara doesn't really like auto-jumping. So I personally throw 2 spears here in hopes that she jumps to one. And that could be because I was not at the edge. You have to literally be right here. Yep. That's another thing. When Mirror's Wake is having a bad day, make sure you're by the edge before you jump. Here you're going to jump up and roll. And this is good. Well, this is whatever. But generally you can roll through here. As you can see, I found an invisible wall. It happens sometimes. You just throw a spear and jump over it. Nothing will stop Lara.
It happens if you go too close to the middle. Like if you stay along the edge, on the left side there, then you're fine. But if you go too far to the right, then you get stuck by the wall.
It's also not a huge deal because if you are a little worried about rolling off, then go for it. Just kind of know you'll immediately have to throw a spear. You can roll on these. Again, just try to stay more on this side. If you go too far, you go back in bounds and then you have to fall and it's not fun. So you're just gonna come over here. You can throw a spear here or you can throw a spear here. If you throw it like over here, it's like higher up and then you can just jump. If you throw it closer, it's lower and you have to like bomb boost up. You can just bomb boost anyways to make sure you get up here. As you can tell, this is an intended part of the game. So you're just going to roll along here. And when you get here, instead of rolling, you're just going to run down the side. If you roll, you get a hard landing. So then we're going to bomb boost here. All right. As you can see, I landed on the edge of it. Around the pillar, there's like little ledges. So if I missed this, there's a ledge right behind me. You would just throw a spear into the pillar and then jump up. Not the end of the world. The end of the world is right here. You need to jump into the cutscene and not die because it's a big fall. So what we do is we jump in a certain direction and we bomb boost at a certain time. In Lara will not die in the trigger cutscene things. So you want to jump in, I think, about this direction. And when you want to bomb boost, detonate your bomb, you want to, Lara does like a arc when she jumps, right? When she starts falling like from her jump, because she's going to go up and then start going down. When she starts going down is when you want to detonate your bomb. It's a little hard to get the timing on, and I may mess it up here, so sorry. Up. So, I don't know if you heard that, but when she lands, like you can hear like her armor or her weapons like kind of like landing, like a little click or something. That's how you know that you landed properly. If you don't hear that, you're gonna get a "she died" screen, and it's going to spawn you in like the middle of inbounds, and then you got to do the spear thing all over again.
Which is why this level is rough, because if you mess up at the end, then you lose like 45 seconds and you have to do everything over again.
Yep. This level, if you do it, like essentially, fairly decently, it's like what, 55 seconds? A little.
No, it's more. I think the fastest I've seen is 39 seconds.
Okay, my bad.
So
I don't pay attention to how fast this level goes, but
yeah, a really good, like a solid run of this level is at least under 50 seconds. So.
after under 50 seconds.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely a huge time loss when you die. So the angle and the bomb boosting is definitely going to take practice. But let's learn the other way. The good news is that you don't have to deal with spears. The bad news is you still got to learn how to bomb boost and do the direction off the pillar. Sorry, guys. But the great thing about this particular strat is it's right here. So you can just essentially start the level and you come right here. So it's good for practicing. So in Temple Grounds, we grab the ball, place the mine, and then we roll the ball back. You do not do that here. You're going to stand behind the ball and you're going to put your bomb down. When Lara starts climbing, you're going to detonate it, but you're going to immediately detonate another bomb. So what happens is, and this is kind of why it's about the same amount of time as the other strat is, you got to roll here, put your ball down, and then count to like 4. I think it's a 3-second cooldown. I count to 4 for safety because sometimes I'm bad at counting. Whatever works for you. And then you gotta go. Because again, you want to detonate that bomb immediately after you do the first one, but you gotta let the cooldown finish. This may take me a couple of tries because I'm bad at mashing, but here we go. Yeah. But again, the good news about this is that it's right at the beginning. There we go. Yay. Again, if you're good at mashing, it will probably work out for you. Alright, so, in theory, you don't need a spear here, but then you have to, like, wiggle in the corner, and it's not. Just throw a spear here.
Yeah, you technically don't need either of these spears. You can just jump or bomb boost and make your way over there just fine.
I think
the spears are a bit safer.
Yeah, I think this particular spear is a little bit safer, to be honest, because if you go down this way, you go back in bounds, and it's a bit of a problem.
Yeah, you're just you have like the rock behind you.
Yeah. Oh, you can throw your spear into here, I think, instead.
No, you can just jump there, and it's usually fun. But again,
yeah. So you can continue along the top, but I think there are holes, so you have to like jump more and be more careful. The alternative to that is just coming over here and just rolling down here, and what do you know? It looks so familiar. You just keep going along this way. Throw your spear, do your bomb boost, or don't do your bomb boost, whatever floats your boat. To be fair, if you always do a bomb boost there, you're always getting up.
Yeah, Bombus doesn't actually cost you any time, so in cases like that.
You're gonna run down. Or you're not gonna run down. You're gonna show everyone what a hard jump looks like. Whatever works, Lara. And then yeah, get on the pillar and then just finish it. So, yeah. Again, it looks cooler, and you could potentially avoid all of the crazy spear stuff. The only issue is that it can be a little hard to get up there. And again, no matter what option you pick, you got to deal with the dumb pillar. So, keep that in mind, and just remember again, there are going to be days where you open up this game and you get to a run and you get here and the world falls apart, and we have literally been like doing a run or a race or something, and you can add up to 7 minutes, 10 minutes to this. It's it can really ruin your mood for the day. So it's just one of those things where if you do like 2 or 3 runs and this level doesn't appear to be anything but hell, probably just give the game a rest. The game is kind of temperamental. It's very strange. I don't know. Just, it's not you. All right, here we go. The final level. There are 3 phases to Xolotl. I think the first phase is probably the worst. And I think I'm gonna let Spat talk through this.
Alright. So this phase has 3 phases basically, or 2 or 3 phases. It starts off with some spikes, a lot of spikes. All these spikes are for the first set here. These are predictable, they're the same every time. So you just learn the pattern, and you also just have a lot of time to move around and react. And then shoot at Xolotl when he lands with your spear light. It can be really difficult to land the first spear, but it's fine. It's not a big deal if you miss. Just throw another one. And then you can do a quick shot if you want, because by hitting the first spear you get your full bar, so you deal extra damage with your railgun. Just get rid of these spiders. Once they die, you trigger the next section where spiders drop from the ceiling. See, Bunny dropped a mine here, so when the big spider lands, or 2 small spiders, 2 or 3 small spiders and 1 big one. As soon as they land, you just poof, detonate it and everything dies off. Then we get to RNG spikes after one last batch of spiders. So this, hence the name, it's random. So these spikes just appear, and you can either run around and just try to avoid them and play it safe. I would recommend going fairly slow if you do that, so you just can make sure you have an exit. Or you can do this, which is actually fairly simple. It just requires some time. You just run into the corner here, and right before the spikes pop up, you can see the big ring just become smaller and smaller. Right before the spikes pop up, just keep running to the right and just jump. The same thing here, another quick shot, and then finish off the last batch of spiders, place down the mine, and then after this little cutscene, Xolotl will release the big spiky wheel of death, and you just do the same thing you did in Spider Tomb, and just use the bomb to boost it up and roll under it. Then we get to the second phase. If you have your full rage bar or relic bar at the bottom, then you can start this fight with the railgun. If you don't, then make sure you start with the spear of light. You can do some quick shots and stuff, but it's, as always, fairly minor. It is a bigger deal in this phase than normal, because you can actually just kill him before he jumps off initially. But it requires some pretty solid aim and timing. So. After you kill him once, you need to kill 4 skeletons, I believe, 4 or 5 skeletons, and then a big dude will appear. When you kill that guy, then Xolotl reappears, and then you kill him one last time, and then you move on to the last phase.
Positioning is very important in this
Yes.
phase. Oh my god.
Definitely. And the lizards running around, the lizards and the skeletons and stuff can be such a hassle to deal with. And they can run around and trigger plants and hit you and ruin your day while you're trying to kill
Lara.
the guy who actually matters. Also, grabbing ledges is fun.
I don't know what she's doing.
Right, so final phase is very straightforward. It has one cool thing. It's not really a trick, it's just more of like a programming oversight, I think. But it's
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, once again, just do a do 2 attacks, do a quick shot if you want, or if you can, and then these big lava golems will appear. The first 2, like the first one on the left and the first one on the right, are the only ones that really matter. Try to kill those as fast as possible, but you don't really have anything to do in this section. You can just stand in the spot and just shoot back and forth. If you manage to kill 2 on one side at the same time, like you see on the left, they stop spawning. And then this is a pretty nice section where, as long as your game is running at like roughly 60 FPS, if you just stand still, then these walls will never hit you. This is the power of a true god. And
If it does fluctuate, though, she can get hit, and then you'll have to start moving.
Yeah, definitely. You have to run away like normal. So it'll be after those reliable ones, you will get these random ones, and then Xolotl will drop down, and you can do a quick shot like that, and then you're done.
If you don't get a quick shot, you will get him on the second one, and then you just mash B and then A. You don't want to sit on screens like this. You want to keep moving along.
For this one, it's fine. You just need to mash B so you skip the cutscene.
Yeah.
Because the timer stops on the screen automatically.
So yeah, the first phase is, I think, the craziest one because of RNG spikes, but if you learn the jumping strat that you saw me doing, I only started doing it recently because I'm weird.
It's very simple once you start doing it.
If you watch the tutorial and see where I jump, the ring like gets to like the tiny square, which makes no sense, I think, unless you're actually looking at it. But I wait till the circle meets the tiny square and then I jump. You don't want to jump too early, otherwise you just jump to spears hitting you.
Another thing I will say is it's important to hold the jump button, not do like a tiny jump, because then you get stabbed. If you do like just hold the button and do like a big jump.
I guess I'm doing that.
Yeah, you are. You do like a big arc.
And then the second phase, I guess the longer you take, the crazier it can get. And it's not as bad as like Temple Grounds where the world falls apart if you take too long. But I would just watch a couple of people's PBs and see what they do. What I try to do is kind of pinpoint where the skeletons are going to appear and just get rid of them right away. And then as soon as you know you have like the right amount, that big guy's going to show up and you just get him right away. Get everything out of the way. It takes a little bit of planning.
Yeah, there is one like way to set up the phase with the skeletons, so you can basically just line up explosions with a plant and a bomb and just kill pretty much all the skeletons immediately, which is very nice. The problem with the last part of that phase, once Xolotl comes back, is that there will be so many lizards around that making or having Lara actually aim at Xolotl instead of just random ads can be very, very difficult.
That's a huge issue. Is if you're throwing spears and Xolotl's still jumping around, it's because of the spiders. I don't know if you noticed, or spiders, lizards. I don't know if you noticed, but like I threw down some mines where I could. I tried killing as many lizards as I could, but I also ran into the plants to detonate them essentially, because I mean, as long as I run out of their reach afterwards, Lara's not going to be hindered, and then I am able to try to quick shot Xolotl. Again, this level is very like if you can get the quick shot down, then Xolotl goes down like that. There's 6 times, twice I think in each phase, where you hit Xolotl, and if you quick shot him on all those points, then you only deal with him that one time. So that's why Belly of the Beast is a great area to practice your quick shot in, because again, it really helps make this level like super smooth, and then you just have to worry about managing RNG spikes and crazy lizards and stuff like that. So, but yeah, this level is pretty much straightforward. It's just poke him with a stick until he stops, and then hey, you did it! You beat the game. All right, so that is the end of the tutorial. I just want to remind you that for the advanced strats for Temple of Light and for Temple Grounds, the first two levels, I will be putting a link to a different YouTube video or a YouTube tutorial for those strats so that you guys can see them. And if you want to give it a go. And then also, we do have a Discord. So if you do have any questions about anything that you see in this video or the more advanced strats, you can ask anyone. Or if there's anything weird that happens in the game does do a lot of weird stuff that we are constantly seeing. So if you have any issues, you can contact us there. And just know that some of these strats can be a little wonky, so it's just some of them take a little bit more practice than others. And sometimes, even if you know, have it down, the game could just do something weird, and then you got to practice it more. But don't give up. The game is very, very fun, even if it has some weird moments. But sometimes they're just really, really funny, anyways. But I do think that's everything. So I hope this was helpful. If for some reason you have a question that didn't get answered, or you developed one that I never answered for you, you know, don't hesitate to contact me or anyone in the Discord, and we'll be there to help you. All right, I'll put a link to the Discord in the video too. All right, bye guys.